Well, chat, here we are. I haven't streamed in, I don't even know. Do you guys know? It's at least a month, might be 2 months. I think the last time I streamed was like maybe early August. It's been a while. I've been working on a book. And I found that between work and the couple of health issues that I have and my schedule in general, plus writing, I just couldn't seem to squeeze like this in. So I really haven't even played DDO. So I'm going to be like relearning how to play. I probably have forgot, but I don't think so. I mean, I've played this game since beta, so it's kind of just stuck in my nervous system. But we got a new hardcore or whatever, quasi hardcore. It seems like they did a pretty good job this time at actually making it sort of quasi hard. Like you cannot be on a new tune if you want to do the hardcore. You have to be on a brand new tune. You can't have any past lives, and you're not allowed to use any of your existing gear. You have to loot this special gear. I actually have some here that I can show you. So the gear dropping now, and this drops for anybody, will have this sort of a weird sort of four things in each corner. It's kind of like a little white glow. You can see that. And then when you mouse over it, it says Symphony of the Fae, which is the event. In order to be able to use gear on a hardcore character, it has to be tagged with that Symphony of the Fae. Otherwise, you get a massive debuff. I have not tried to equip something that's not stamped with the Fae, so we're going to do that now. We're going to see what the debuff is. Okay, out of season. It is a pretty weird looking debuff. Let me see if I can actually find what it did to my character. This is my hardcore tune. And it looks like out of season character using an event mechanic that requires you to only equip gear that is dropped during the season. One or more items you have equipped is not part of this event, and you will be debuffed. Okay, so I'm being debuffed. So let's see, does it actively debuff me? So it doesn't debuff any of my ability scores. And it doesn't debuff any of these scores, but it gives me a minus 100 PRR and a minus 10 MRR. That's huge. That means I'm going to take a ton of damage if I keep that on. So we don't want that on. We're just going to use the stamped items. And I bought a bunch in case, you know, like any of them are good. It doesn't look like any of them are good, although I do have some armor here. So I'm actually going to put that on. It's just a robe. And I'm going to use the face sword, but I do have a ring. That ring really won't help us, but I'm going to put it on anyway because it's really all I have. Those radiant gloves will be good. Proof against disease, magnetism. Probably actually with the proof against disease immunity would be better than the +1 armor. So we'll use that. So the character I made for this, my hardcore character, I'll go over it, but basically it's a Dampier, Dark Bargainer, Warlock. And we're going to see how it goes. If I mess something up, I'll just redo it, start over again. Anyway, so the event, so Death Smile, basically we're a hardcore guild, right? So we're open to anybody who's doing the hardcore. If you want to join, you want to play with us, you're welcome to put a tune in for the duration of the event. I mean, people are always welcome to join anyway, but for the hardcore specifically, if you wanted help or if you wanted a buddy or if you wanted to find like a static group, you're more than welcome to join the Discord, talk to people, see what works for you. Symphony of the Fae started today. It's November 19th. And the Symphony of the Fae is the quasi-hardcore. It's very similar to the mists that we had last year. The gist of the story is the Feywild. Hursum has been abducted and taken into the Shadowfell, and we have to basically rescue him. The Shadowfell corrupted his music and spread it all over the place, so we have to pick up these songs, and eventually we, I guess, put him back together or use the magic songs in order to release him from the Shadowfell. And the quest picks up, so we'll actually run there. It picks up in the harbor in the hut. I've got to get Feather Falling. So probably what we're going to do is we'll go get Feather Falling. All right, but so if you were interested in doing this event, you go into the hut. And over here is Hursum. He's stuck in the Shadowfell. So we talk to Hawthorne here. We know her from the raid. From doing the Feywild quests before. Really fun quests, super cool. So he's stuck in the Shadowfell. We need to find motes of music, and the motes of music we use, they're fragments. They're basically source of power, and based on the motes that we find, we'll like determine a guardian's strength. So it's kind of similar to the Mist Stalkers. That they had the weak Mist Stalkers, and then they had like the head of the beast. This is sort of the same idea. I don't know exactly what they are, but we'll see. I don't know exactly how strong they are, but we'll see. And these minions pop up all over the place. And so if you're going to do hardcore, you talk to the Baroness here. She'll give you winter items. So if we want to claim a loot, I already have too much experience to pick up more loots, but I did grab the wings, and I grabbed one for the horse. So that would be like the hardcore wings and the hardcore horse. Over here, this is the Lord Arden. He will give you all the regular loots. So if you didn't care about doing the hardcore, you could just do the summer ones, and you can get the wings, the horse. The horn's basically a hat that looks like horns. And then there's 2 cloaks. The cloaks are pretty cool. There's images of the cloaks on the website that you can check out. And then this is the horse right here. I believe, I'm not exactly sure, but you can see that there's gold leaf on this one. And then on this one here, it's green. I'm not sure if like this is the normal and that's hardcore, if that's normal and this is hardcore. I'm assuming that's what it is. And also the other thing is we don't know yet if there's going to be different variations of the wings. So we've seen like a red pair. I think that's normal, but we'll, whether or not the hardcore wings have a different color, we just don't know yet. There's no images of hardcore rewards, so for all we know, they could be identical to the regular rewards. That's something to keep in mind if you're going after the rewards. There's no reason to do hardcore unless you really want to do the challenge. Otherwise, I'd say just do the summer ones, pick up your whatever reward you want, and just run around and kill stuff until you get the reward. It should be pretty straightforward. But so I'm running with the hardcore loot right now. If I die, I'll probably just do the softcore. And we're going to go to the, whatever that expansion is here, this one here, Keep on the Borderlands. And we're going to try to find a Cloak of Featherfall. So this is what I always do at the beginning on hardcore. I come here and pick up these quests and then run around and look for some low-level gear, because we usually have nothing on a brand new hardcore server. Now, that's not the case for us now, because, you know, we have a lot of plat. You can see, like, I have 200,000 plat. There's also people questing, and they are listing these new items on the auction house that we'll be able to buy soon. You know, probably next week. All the items on the auction house are going to be these Symphony of the Fae items. So it will be a lot easier for us to gear up. But because this is the first day, really the first evening that the event's been active, there's really not much. So we kind of have to make the best of it. We do have Froggo. And the other thing, I should probably pick up that low-level cleric just to see how it goes. Although, I'm level 3, so I don't really think I need to worry about anything. But we do need to buy some potions before we go out there. Oh, I went to the gatekeepers. Yeah, I need to buy some starter heal potions, so we'll see how that goes. Travel to Korthos. Oh, it looks like Hursum is here as well in Korthos. That's cool. So this general vendor sells them the cheapest. They're super, super cheap. I think they're like 5. Yeah, they're 5 plat a piece. We're just gonna grab like 50 of them. I'm gilded, right? So I could go and buy serious guild potions, but for now, I'm just gonna use these. And we're gonna see how we do. Right? We're going to see how we do, how the damage looks for our attacks. You know, whether it's insane. And we'll see what one of these mist things, like these monsters that appear, actually is. I have pinned the loot, so I'm not exactly sure what I do with it. So it says, equipping the instrument allows you to hear the scattered notes of the music. Find these notes, play this instrument to claim them, but beware of the guardians. All right, so if I find a mote, I have to play the instrument to claim it. I really have to go buy spell reagents. All right, so let's see what my damage looks like. All right, that's not bad. So I'm using chain. That's what I'm using for the damage for this blast. And we're Dark Bargainer, so we technically are dead. So we have like some immunities, like for example, I can't drown. Once we level up, I'll be able to get like more immunities, so we'll be immune to a whole bunch of stuff. So it's Dark Bargainer is probably a little bit better even than making like a Warforged, I would say. Although Warforged is still really good. Yeah, see, everything is dropping with Symphony of the Fae, so it's going to be pretty easy to gear up. People will start selling the stuff on the auction house. And, you know, my damage, even though I've gotten no gear on for this low-level stuff, looks pretty good. There's no, my understanding, I have to go look at the leaderboard. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing, whether it's, like, tied to Reaper or Favor. I don't think so. I don't think so, but we'll go take a look. We'll look at the leaderboard. You forget how slow 5% is until you're stuck using 5% running. And the outfit that I'm wearing is from the latest coffer. If you're wondering, it's the one of the best armors, I think, volcanic plate. That's super cool. So of all of the coffers, that one's really good. The other one that they have up now is pretty decent too. So I wonder if I can get one of those moats out here. I'm not quite sure. We'll go do the harbor 2s, right? Like, I just need to find feather falling. That's what we're doing out here, basically. And hopefully we don't die. We can cheese this by pushing into the wall. There we go. I haven't played in 2 months, but I still, you know, still got it, right? Yeah, the lag was so bad. Like, I put my main on Shadowdale. I still have not been helped by SSG for any of my stuff on Thrain. So that's probably never going to happen at this point. And then Cormyr we've had since, like, the 64-bit servers were opened. And that's where I am now on Cormyr, where I have Death Smile, which is the hardcore guild. And now, since this is, like, the new hardcore, this is where we are. So if you want to come and play with us, you're welcome to make a tune on Cormyr. Just send me a tell I'm on Malady, or grab me when I'm on Mary, send me a mail and I'll mail you a join token. There's a lot of like hardcore style. Oh, that's a moat right there. Okay. Let's I need to play that instrument. Okay. Pretty neat. So how do I grab it? Gather your allies and play your loot. So you have to play the loot twice, or did I do something wrong? Nice. Okay, how much did I get? I got 6 points. It's actually a lot more than I thought I was going to get, just being out here in a free zone looking for a you know, a feather falling cloak. All right, that's great. We'll wear those. Scimitars they just made into an eye that you can use dexterity. I think it's considered like a light weapon now. Yeah, see, dex and strength. So that's great for people who use scimitars. They changed a bunch of stuff. They made death. What is that? Death ward. Now it doesn't do 100%. It's only 50% now. So we're gonna have to test that and see if it's still okay. It supposedly it still blocks death effects, but now you take negative energy. You just take half. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, the damage is still low, but you know, I mean, it's better than nothing with no gear. So we're using Eldritch Chain. I do have 1 point in Dread Mist. I have +1 pack die over here with Manipulate the Mists. I've got +1 bonus pack die from that Strong Pact. put points into feigned health because that'll keep us alive, right? I'm using the familiar with an illusory weapon, so like that's the weapon that's in my hand is a shadow blade, basically. And then over here, we're putting points now in Enlightened Spirit only to get to Aura of Courage as fast as we can, because that'll give us fear immunity. Fear immunity will protect us from a bunch of death effects, like Phantasmal Killer, for example, so we can't be like PK'd. So we really want to have that if we're doing hardcore, right? The other thing, too, that we have going for us, if anybody is wondering, I did Web Touched Wretch, by the way, which I think is... The debuff isn't that bad, and then the buff that locks things down works really well, so that's my go-to for that. But we're getting our damp here, so I can breathe underwater. As we level up, we will add more traits, and eventually we will be running around as like a full undead, so we will be immune to a lot of stuff. And for hardcore, that's like great. That's what you want. So it's either make a Warforged or make an undead for hardcore to be immune to everything. So normally I'd make a Warforged Warlock, but now we have these Dampiers, so... And I really only care about the wings and the mount. I don't really care about the cloaks. I'm not a huge cloak guy. Technically, I could survive without the horse, although I have all the hardcore horses, so I'm probably going to try to get that one. And I have all the other hardcore rewards, so... There's really only 2 rewards that I absolutely want. If I have time... I'll do the cloaks and then the hat, whatever it is. But if the if the items are identical, then I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just do the normal versions, you know. And technically, I think that they're all going to be identical. And so if I fail at the hardcore, I'll just do the normal version for the wings. So we'll see. We'll see once people finish and they start posting images. We'll see how different the stuff looks, you know. And we got our feather falling cloak right there. That's great. So technically we're good to go. Like, we can get out of here now and go start doing quests. We might as well, though, since we're here, just check and see if there's any other chests, because the more we loot, the more chance we have to find something that'll actually help us. Since I can't wear any of my existing gear, right? They were just gonna treat this like a normal hardcore. Like, I've got nothing. I have gold, but there's really nothing to buy yet because everything on the auction house is still the old stuff. We need this new stuff. Gonna pick up that fountain. All right, we got air affinity. That's really good. So there's no reason to do Reaper. Not unless we want the challenge, you know? All the named stuff that you loot drops with the buff on it, so... And I'm not sure if after the event ends, they're going to strip the buff off. That symphony buff. We'll see what happens. Assuming they probably will, right? Alright, we've got a bunch of ingots that we can go turn in for an actual weapon, so I can get out of the tree, so I no longer need illusory weapon. The good thing about being on a first life tune is we'll level up really fast. Yeah, we're almost done out here. We're just gonna check the last couple of spawns. So we'll check the crazy old hermit dude. Doesn't look like he's here. And we got the scarecrow. That's good. Oh, I'm so slow. So they gave warlocks a little bit of a buff in the last update. Very slight, but it is a buff, and every buff for warlocks is good. What they did is they made the buy for some of these things cheaper. So this beacon is cheaper to buy now. It's only 1. That displacement is cheaper to buy. It's only 1 now. This here, they doubled the dice, so now it's 2d8, and they made it only cost 1 point. And then over here, they did something else too. I'm not exactly sure what they did on this side, but they did do something to Soul Eater as well. I was looking at the Feydark Illusionist, but Soul Eater is right here. Yeah, so it looks like it's Supreme Hunger, Feed on Magic. Those are 1 point now, so that's probably what they changed. They just made it easier to get a couple of things. They made it cheaper. And then they buff the damage if you actually use them. So that's good. That's always good. So I really don't feel like doing any of Korthos. At level 3... I think what we're going to do is go to the harbor, and we just want to see like what the gist is for doing the level 2 quests on Elite. The other thing I want to check before we actually really start questing is I want to look at one of the So there's the turn-in. Is there a leaderboard here? All right, that's Lantern. Lantern. So she's not doing any of it. So let's go. We're going to go to the Hall of Heroes, and what we'll do is we'll look and see exactly what the leaderboard says, if the leaderboard is there. I'm not sure what they're tracking. You know, if it's just people who haven't died, like, I'm not sure what the metric is in order to, like, come in number one. We could read the actual page, right? Like, it says, for the hardcore... All right, summer or winter. Take up your journey by speaking to the summer, which is normal, or winter, which is hardcore. So Hilda does the hardcore, Arden does the regular. You can only acquire the winter hardcore ones at level 1 if you have less than 1500 XP. If you want to talk to them and pick up the thing, they'll reset your XP. So that's how I'm on an iconic. I just basically made the iconic and ran and talked to her, and she blew away all the extra XP you get for being an iconic. So now I'm like level 1 iconic. Vow of Glory buff. I can only equip items that drop during the event, and those items are these here, the ones that have the Symphony of the Fae listed on them. So see, we can equip that without a debuff. But it doesn't say anything about the leaderboard. It does say anyone with a Vow of Glory will appear on the Symphony of Fae leaderboard. Your progress on the leaderboard and your Vow of Glory is removed upon death. You can see the leaderboard and track your progress by speaking to Hilda. Okay, so I didn't notice that when I talked to her, so let's go talk to her. Maybe I just didn't notice. It's entirely possible. I'm kind of usually on autopilot, right? I wasn't ready for hardcore to start today, by the way. Like, I saw earlier, like 5 minutes before I logged in, that hardcore had started, so I had no idea. They caught me by surprise. Alright, so what heroes lead the pack for the Winter Quartz Steam? This is the leaderboard. Oh, so they're tracking Reaper in favor. Alright, so basically it's identical. They're doing the same exact thing that they did in the previous hardcores. So that means we don't have to have 5,000 favor or 3,000 favor in order to qualify for a reward. The only reason that favor or Reaper matters is if you want to be on the leaderboard in the top 100. Or it looks like right now it's the top 69. I'm not sure if that's what they're going to do. Look, we're already on the... we're already on the favor leaderboard with 3. I don't know how. Anyway, the point is... favor... Reaper. So there is, like, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Like, go for it. There, we're number 38 on the Reaper board right now. I have 0 Reaper points just because nobody started doing Reaper yet. But as the event goes on, there will be people who start competing, obviously, right? But in order to qualify for the reward, you just need to fill the lantern. That's it. That's all you got to do. So That being said, we have to do 2,000 points in order to get the winter wings. And then we have to do another 1,250 points in order to get the horse. Like the other event, we really can only do one at a time. I mean, I could swap these, but it's not like the old hardcore where you could progress them all at the same time. So we have to decide. Do we want to go for the favor? No, I'm not. There are quests that I'm just not that good at that you need to do in order to get the favor reward. It's like, I know them, but I'm not that good. Would I survive? Probably not. I mean, if I really wanted to, like, probably could try, but it would be a lot of stress, a lot of work, and I'm not sure it's worth it. For me, you know, if you're doing it, that's great. I'll help you if I can, but I don't think I care for me. The Reaper one, though, Reaper one can be fun to do. So I think probably for this tune, what I'll do is probably like Reaper. So we can actually start doing Reaper now. The only problem with that, though, is low-level heroic Reaper is usually really brutal. Especially with no gear. Like, my gear is awful. So it would just be luck, right? I mean, we certainly could probably do it, but it would be incredibly, like, lucky if I didn't die. So probably what I'm going to do is just basically elite streak to 20. And then what we do, once we hit 20, we do the plan that we do every single hardcore. Streak to 20. Once we hit 20, we just blast ourselves to cap while we're hunting for gear. We blast to cap, hunting for gear. And then once we're at cap, you know, level 29 or higher with some decent gear, then we jump in and we start doing R4s at endgame. So, I mean, I'll be an Enlightened Spirit Warlock at endgame. I'll hunt some gear. It'll just be a lot easier to survive. And then at endgame, all the Reaper XP is doubled. So it's a lot faster. And we could, if we wanted to, we could get a cheap Reaper potion, you know, boost or whatever. So it's just quicker and easier that way. And the good thing about that method is there's a lot of groups that are questing at that level anyway, so it's not that hard to find an R4 group who's doing hardcore. It's much easier to survive than doing like Reapers now at level 3 with no gear. Like I said, we could certainly do it, but the risk isn't worth the reward, and the reward is even less now because all we need to do is fill this loot. We don't need to worry about, like, the leaderboard only cares if you die or not. It doesn't care about the points. There's no like reward threshold. All the rewards are tied to these. So what we do is basically we elite streak. I think. What do you guys think? Chat, is that crazy? I think we just elite streak. What's the point? What's the point, man? Other than it being entertaining if I die, but then I have to start over again. I don't really want to do that. We definitely need to get some components, though. Like, we'll do this one. We don't have spell components, but we need to go pick some up. And see, this is one of the reasons why doing Reaper would be really risky, because you can see the damage drop off for Elite. Like, I had to hit him like 5 times in order to kill him, as opposed to when we were in the Slayer zone and I was just basically one-shotting things. So, like, our damage is way less than it was. But, I mean, it's still reasonably easy. Like, we would be okay if we got 1 or 2 Reapers, but if we got like a whole bunch of Reapers and then we got hit by that web-touched wretch debuff, like, things could go south really fast. So I don't really care if I'm on the favor board, by the way. The Reaper board, yeah, sure. Like, I'll try to get in the top 100 for that. Once we get our undead immunities, we won't have to worry about that sickness that has us slowed. But luckily it doesn't last that long. I mean, low-level chain is great, and that's the web touch wretch that just froze that ooze. So that's why I think it's like the best for this particular build. They did a lot of changes to melee for this last update, making like scimitars dex weapons, and it looks like the meta is going to change based on what I saw. I'm not quite sure where it's going to wind up, but you guys who play melee and ranged will have to let me know. Like, is ranged stronger? Is melee stronger now? Are you thinking about switching to a new build? It looks like they buffed a couple of things for, like, two-handed weapons, throwing weapons, bows got a buff with improved precise shot. So it'd be interesting to see what the meta actually winds up. I don't usually play meta anyway, but I think it's interesting, you know? It doesn't look like anything that they changed would affect my Warlock build that I have posted or my Thrower. If anything, I think both just got a little stronger. We got really, really lucky. We didn't get hit by that lightning bolt. Our damage is so low. Alright, give me something. So if you're wondering, the build I'm doing is my normal Enlightened Spirit build, so I took Maximize. But because it's hardcore, I usually would have taken Empower at level 3, but we won't actually use it, so I took the... It'll probably keep me alive. It's this Force of Personality, so that way my will saves are actually decent. And then we'll probably take either Quicken or Empower next level, and then by level 9 we'll have all of them, and then we go into Enlightened Spirit at level 12. So we have a little bit of space with the feats. So I just figured that that Force of Personality would help us a lot more than just having Empower sitting there and not being used, because we can't really use those on the blasts anyway. We can only use them once we get our aura. You know, I mean, unless they changed it. Yeah, see, it won't let me right-click and add the blast. And there's a trap there. I could pull Froggo out and get that, but I'm not really in the mood to spend a lot of time. Just gonna get out of here. Should we check and see if Muck is here? I think we should, just for giggles and old time's sake, right? Probably not here, but we'll check. Hey, he would be right here. He's not here. There can be another named sort of up over. I think it's a named troglodyte, right? Well, I didn't see any of those moats, but is a really good chance that I just missed it and there actually was one. Oh, you know what? Before we do this, let's go. I need to get components. All right, what do I need? Fine sand. Here we go. I'm going to grab 1,000 of these, 1,000 of these, and 1,000 of these. That should cover us for quite a while. Anything good we're going to keep and we'll either use it or sell it. Not going to use that. Keen scimitar. You know, somebody will probably use that. I'll just throw it in the guild chest. Blazing cold armor 3. Magical sheltering armor 3. Yeah, let's wear the cold one. It'll give us a little bit more defense than the 2 magical sheltering at low level. And then we'll save the magical sheltering and see if somebody wants it. Zuzu. You know what? I cannot drown, so I don't need to even save that. I can throw it away. And I can just equip that. Okay, and sell the gems. Alright, so this stuff is for the guild. This stuff needs to go in my bank. Yeah, actually, I'm not going to use her, so we're going to get rid of her. Can't bank that. All right, so what I should probably do is go to House K and actually grab some real potions. Since we're gilded and we have the level, that's really that's the play. That'll help guarantee that we survive, because those cure serious potions are like way better. It's not that the starter potions are bad, but they just don't heal as much, right? So we can also pick up a wand. We can pick up like other useful stuff, like we could grab invisibility scrolls if we wanted. I probably should pick up like 3 of these. And we'll grab like 20 remove curse. Disease, we should be immune to it eventually, but for now we'll grab 10. Heroism is good. We'll grab 10. We'll grab 20 of these because these are always useful. All right, we're just going to grab 200 of these. All right, throw those away. So normal hardcore, we don't have this much money. So that's something that's a little bit like cheesy, right? Normal hardcore, we're broke as a joke. But now we have a little bit of money. This character has 180,000 plat. So, our success rate on this cure mod is 75. That's 3 out of 4. We're gonna go for it. We probably should grab a shield wand too. Okay, so now we've got shield. Eventually, once we get points, we're actually going to grab shield over here. So the first thing we want to do is we need points to grab it right there. So we need 2 free points. We have to have 5 points spent in the tree in order to grab that. So we're still a little bit far away from it. So we're just going to blast PRR because that will help keep us alive initially, right? We also want this. So we have to spend 5 points to grab this and this. So we need quite a bit in this tree. That's our permanent shield. That's our fear immunity. Once we're done with that, we grab resist energy, and then we're done with this tree until we hit level 12. The rest of the points that we get go into here and here. The other thing we can do, because we are no longer using this phase sword, we'll go pick up a weapon. We got the whatever these things are, these ingots. So I have an arcane ingot. I can actually grab a radiance stick. So that will boost our damage. So I no longer need to worry about that. So we can reset this. And then I can just use this to grab either spellcraft, charisma to hit. If I want to actually swing, I won't use that. Or we could pick up some spell points. At this level, my feeling is that the spellcraft is best because that will directly equate to more damage. So we're just going to grab that. So we're trying to maximize the little bit of damage that we get as a warlock, right? We have to repin that. Everything else looks good. Do I want to grab some invis scrolls? I might have an invis wand in my bank. We should probably check and see, but in the meantime, I'll grab 10 invis scrolls just in case we decide to do something that requires stealth. Our percent on that is 95% to cast the invis scroll, so we're pretty good. 19 out of 20, right? So we're gonna go pick up our weapon now. I forgot to do it when I was back there. But there's a bunch of stuff on this stamp here that we want. Like we want Vampire Blast. We want like the stuff. We don't care about the bite, but we want any of the undead stuff. Like this unconsciousness range would be good. I don't really care about Rush of Bats, but this is what we need to get. Embrace Death. And we just have to have spent 5 points. So we should be getting all that soon. By the time we're around like level 6 or 7, we should be set with everything. And that's good because at that level, then we go out to the actual Feywild. As long as these weapons have the mark, they do. Symphony of the Fae. Okay, so we're good to go. Radiance allows us to amplify light and alignment. And just to check, our pact is doing evil damage. That is alignment damage. And then the other damage that we're doing is, if I'm not mistaken, force. So we're doing evil and yeah, I'm almost positive it's force. So technically I need 2 of these. I need the radiance and I need the impulse. But I'm just going to grab the Radiance. They only have 1 Arcane Ingot, and that'll be fine for now. The other thing I'm going to grab, since we're here, and since I have the Silver Ingot, and I have the Ethereal Ingot, I'm going to grab a Returning Throwing Weapon. These are always super useful. I'm just going to grab the dagger. And that way, if I have to throw and hit a, you know, if I have to hit a lever, right? All right, that looks great. Yeah, so I'm skipping all the Korthos stuff. So I don't care about the favor, right? I don't want to be on the favor leaderboard. I'm only going to try to get on the Reaper leaderboard, and we're going to do that later once we're in legendary content. So once we're level 29, then we'll jump into Reaper groups. But until then, we're not going to worry about it. Talk to this guy here. If you get a good haggle, he'll give you something. You know, somebody might want to use that short bow. Acid, armor, move silent, that's garbage. Illusion spell sight, that's pretty garbage too. I think we're capped on guilds. Yeah, we are. Like the guild is capped, so I'm just gonna take the short bow. We'll just put it in the guild bank for other hardcore players. I'm not ready to go do those quests yet. Let's talk to this dude. Poor little kobolds. Kobolds really are like Eberron's kitties, right? Like they're super cute. God, I run so slow. I swing so slow. If this are really hardcore, I like literally would be picking everything up because I would have nothing. But they did take a really good step towards making it feel a lot more hardcore with that item debuff thing. Like, that's pretty smart. Is it perfect? No, but I mean, it's okay. Did we get Vandal? Okay, almost there. All right, that's Ransack right there. I just heard it. And now we just basically chill. I mean, we could fight them, but what's the point, right? How's everybody doing? You guys having a good night? Anybody else doing hardcore or thinking about it? I wonder, weren't the streamer awards, are they tonight or are they tomorrow? If they're tomorrow, I will actually live stream them. If they were tonight, GG, I missed them. I voted though. I voted for the streamer awards. I voted for Queso. I voted for Queso in every category that he was in. I voted for Emiru. I voted for Clicks. I forget what category he was in. I voted for Jinxie. There's a bunch of people in some of the categories that I didn't know, but I had heard of a few of them. For the duo, I voted for Sea Dog and Iron Mouse. I voted for Speed as, like, you know, streamer of the year. I think I voted for Speed twice. And then I voted for Kai twice. I'm not sure what Kai and Speed were nominated for a whole bunch of stuff. So I think I've got it. Like, I'm pretty sure Speed's probably going to win. I'm pretty sure Queso's going to win. I'm pretty sure Emiru's going to win. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Sea Dog, Iron Mouse are going to pull in that category. I'd be shocked if they didn't. But there's a few that I like have no idea who's going to win. Oh, I think there was VTuber. I forget who I voted for VTuber. I want to say it was Iron Mouse, but I might be thinking of something different. Yeah, I have watched 4 out of the 5 VTubers, so like this year I realized like I actually know a lot of the streamers now, so that's pretty cool. But there are some categories that I don't watch, so. But I hope Queso wins both of his. You know, I hope Jinxie wins. Like, those guys are so good. So if you haven't checked out Queso, I highly recommend it. You guys probably have, but yeah, I mean, so hopefully he wins. Emiru is really cool to watch. I think she's still the biggest female streamer. Clicks is really good if you like Fortnite. He's one of the best Fortnite people. Jinxie's super funny, so He doesn't really play games that I play, but I mean, he's still really funny. Queso plays a lot of stuff though that's super cool, like horror games that I've never heard of. And his water park simulator, like I think that was so funny that it made me laugh more than like Saturday Night Live. Like he's literally that funny. I think that he easily could transition to movies. Like if somebody announced that they were doing a Planes, Trains, and Automobile remake with Queso, I'd be like, yeah, that's absolutely. He's like this generation's John Candy. Easy. Easy. He might even be funnier. And that sounds crazy to say because John Candy was the GOAT. Like he was awesome. I loved him. But Queso can be super funny. So hopefully, I mean, he's doing his thing now. He's young too, right? Like he could stream for another 10 years and then go into acting. But I hope he actually does transition into acting. I think Kai is acting, which is why I don't think it's that weird to even think he'll eventually cross over. I think Kai and Speed are both going to start acting. So I guess we'll see. We still have 20 seconds left, but I'm just going to start killing them now. Yay. Get me out of here. I've literally done these harbor quests so much that I could probably like use the Force and do them blindfolded. Okay, so what's the easiest way to do this one? I guess if I just throw my dagger at stuff, right? Bro, if you guys are on X, give me a follow on X. I'm trying to hit like 2,000 followers on X. I got like 10 million impressions on X for stuff that I posted, which is insane. So if I can actually get some followers there, that means I can actually monetize that. So that'd be super cool. Right? Every bit helps. But 10 million people saw some of my posts on X. I think it was close to 11 million. And I'm like, bro, I live in Massachusetts. There's like 7.5 million people that live in the entire state. So like more people that live in the state that I live in saw like my goofball posts on X. It doesn't make any sense, but I kind of feel like I need to capitalize on it, right? Like, that's a lot of eyes, man. I gotta find some boots. I'm running so slow. I completely missed the Halloween event. You guys like the new gem that they added? It's the, what's his name, right? The abbot? I was wondering, is it the same text that he says if you go out to the orchard? Because if it is, I don't want it. Like, that text drives me nuts. He basically, like, talks about his his problems with what's her name. Best gem. What do you guys think? What would you vote for? I think the best gem is the Kobold. Hands down. Super funny. Silly. The next is the Black Razor. Black Razor is really good too. Worst gem, I think, is the Timid. Right? That one sounds worse. Although the Dragon one is also really bad. It sounds like they over-tuned it or auto-tuned it to death. There we go. So the lag hasn't been that bad. I'm not sure though. I haven't been able to play my character on Shadow Dale, but I think they made it a little bit easier. I haven't really tried, but when I tried like a month and a half ago, it was crazy. It took me like 10 minutes just to put something in the bank. All right, we technically could get the traps with Froggo. But I don't really care. Let's make sure that we have the right weapon. Okay. I mean, that looks pretty decent. Damage is still craptacular, but I mean, it's okay. That's... And we have our, whatever that's called, that spell right there. That mist. Dread Mist. Yeah, I haven't really played, man. So if I'm like, you guys are like, wow, why is he playing like so bad? It's because I really haven't played DDO since the summer. Between the lag, my shitty schedule, writing the book, like I just didn't have time, so. We got to get the book edited and then try to get it out. And that'll be done. And then we start on the new one after the holidays, probably January. And we'll write that new one until like the fall. I mean, pardon me, the spring. Maybe like we'll probably write it until April, something like that. hopefully, and then have the manuscript done. So that's the plan anyway. There's 10 books that I wrote on Amazon. There's a link, you know, on this page if you're interested. You're welcome to buy them, but like it's not like you need to buy them in order to read them. You can just download them and read them, you know? I mean, obviously it's nice if you buy it, but it's not like you have to buy it. You can just read it. That's just the internet. The internet is like everything is out there for free, you know? So nothing I can do about it. Just have to embrace it. All right, so we hit level 4. If we take level 4, we can only do a 3-level split. So that means I would lock myself out of level 1 quests. But I don't really think I care because I'm not doing favor. So I'm kind of just trying to get to level 20 as fast as I can. So probably just going to level and not worry about it. Nothing good. That's cold resist armor 4. That's an upgrade from what we're wearing, so I should probably take that. Soul stealing, that is actually a really good ring with feather falling. It's trap the soul and feather fall and magic resist. That's like a goated ring right there. We're going to take that. Okay, are there any level 1 quests that I want to do before I take level 4? Don't think so. So those are all the keep on the borderlands, and then that's Korthos. I'm not going to do Korthos, and I can do keep on the borderlands stuff at level 20. So we can always grab them later if we want. The only thing I'll miss out on is Korthos, which I don't really care about. So I think I'm going to take level 4, and then we'll continue with... Now, one of the things I will say, like, I'm either not seeing this mechanic, like whatever the weird note is that I'm looking for, or they're just really rare. I haven't seen one yet. It is possible, though, that I just am spacing out and I just don't know what to look for. But... All right, so here we go. We take Invis. The only other spell is Sleet Storm. We could do Blur, but... You know what? Maybe I actually will do Blur. Because I can always scroll cast and wand cast, and I'm trying to survive, and that Blur will actually help if I get swarmed or something. So... All right, let's get ourselves blurred, shielded. Gotta love chain at low level. It's like massively disruptive. Hey, Cord, how are you? I play gaming. Good to see you, man. Yeah, it's been a while, bro. Hope you're doing well. Hope life is going good. Another hardcore, right? I'm on Cormyr doing it. I'm not sure what you're up to, if you're going to do it on Cormyr, if you're going to do it on Thrain. I talked to, I think it was Newbie. He said he's doing it on Thrain. Anybody's welcome to come and jump in Death Smile if you want, if you wanted to feel like old times. But, I mean, the way the game is now, I doubt that people will. But, you know, I put the offer out there for anybody who wants to. I probably guilded like 50 people today, just random people who were doing hardcore. So, like, that was cool. So, we'll see. Yeah, Thrain. I mean, so... yeah, we're just on Cormyr. This is where we did the first one, so we're just keeping it consistent. You know, even though my main is on Shadowdale, and I have not yet got my account sorted out on Thrain, so I haven't even played on Thrain. I still have a ticket filed about it, but the ticket's like 3 months old, so I doubt they're going to answer it. Yeah, I'm only going for the Reaper leaderboard. I don't expect to make it high up on it, but if I'm in the top 100, that would be fine. Malady is the name of my tune, so. Top 10, that would be super cool. I don't know if I have it in me to commit to do that much, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see who shows up on Cormyr. Maybe if like a bunch of people are playing and running Legendary Reapers, I'll like farm them out or something. So what's the deal, man? You know anime. Is there something with Free Ren dropping tomorrow? There's a trailer for Free Ren. I don't know anything about it, but like I keep seeing it all over the place. Is it like a new show, season 2, a new movie? What's going on with that? I need to see it. Problem is I don't have like the streaming services. Like I have to get Crunchyroll. I just haven't yet. All right, we're not messing around in here. We're just gonna boogie. Ooh, not attacking. Why aren't I attacking? No lightning bolts. There we go. Oh, you got an ad. Sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah, Twitch is terrible with the ads. I was thinking about streaming on Kick because it'd be better. So I set up a Kick account. Supposedly there's less ads, but somebody was saying there's less people, there's more bots, and it's just basically an overall worse experience. I'm not sure. So I may actually try streaming there and see how it goes. Our community is so small, I doubt anybody would even be there, but maybe. I figure it's worth a try. And the streamers that I watch when they stream on Kick, they make like 20 times more money, you know, so like just seems like the payouts on Kick are way better. Plus they don't have all the Twitch drama, you know, so. Oh, got hit by that one. Luckily, it ate up all of our temporary hit points. All right, there we go. Ooh. I think I've got hit by every lightning bolt so far. Let's see if I can not get hit by this one. Right. Finally, I moved. All right, Game of the Year. What do you guys think? Did you vote for Game of the Year? Video Game of the Year. A lot of really good games, right? Expedition 33, Silk Song, Schedule 1, Hades 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Like, bro, this year was crazy for video games. A lot of really good video games. My vote was for Expedition 33. I think that game is like one of the best games probably ever. It's a JRPG, but I mean, like, it had such a solid Act 1 and 2, like really, really well done. So I think it's definitely going to win. People made some good arguments though, like Silk Song is definitely really cool. Hades 2 is definitely super cool. So we'll see actually what happens, but I think Expedition 33 is gonna take it. I have a feeling Arc Raiders is gonna win the multiplayer just because there was a lot of motion for it from Shroud. So we'll see if he has the clout to actually get that going, or if it's gonna be something else. Who knows though. I'm gonna watch it though, the awards, and see what happens. I'll probably live stream it, you know. I play enough video games that I can talk about some of them. I've played a bunch of them. Or if I haven't played it, I've watched it. Like, I watched a couple people play Kingdom Come Deliverance. I've watched Silk Song. I own it. I've played it. I haven't beat it myself. I played Schedule 1. I played the original Hades. I haven't played Hades 2. Yeah, there's a bunch. Really, really good year for video games. And I'm hoping, I think it's 3 indie games were nominated for Game of the Year. I'm hoping that the market sort of changes and that indie games become like the new norm instead of the massive AAA titles. I mean, next year is probably going to be dominated by Grand Theft Auto, right? So it's kind of hard to see beyond that, but that's unless it gets delayed again. I'm going to play that when it comes out too, so I mean, I don't really care, but we'll see what happens with the other games. All right, we did the Butcher's Path. One of the harder quests at this level. It's another feather falling ring. You know what? We need that. Evoke with Impulse. We're doing Impulse and we're doing Evoke. That's That's a perfect necklace for us. Can't really use that shield. I'm just gonna sell all this other junk. I mean, will I stop using my hardcore butterfly wings? Probably not. Like, but I want to earn the new ones, but like I'll probably still use the old ones. It's like I'll probably still use my season 6 Huntmaster steed. But I mean, it'll be nice to earn this new mount. Fiery double shot. I'm gonna save that for somebody in the guild. That's a short bow, so we're gonna sell that. Speed, deadly, we'll sell that. Astute, we'll sell that. Sell that. We'll save those because they have the buff. Somebody might want those. Save that. We'll save that for the guild bank. And we'll get rid of all this other junk. Massive amounts of junk. All right, we did all of those. We have to do the... Do I do the lighthouse? You know... I think we could probably handle it because we've got the guild buffs, right? So if we get hit by lightning, we shouldn't die. I could get that trap, but I'm not going to. We're going to let Froggo rest. All right, here we go. So it's entirely possible that I die in this lightning trap. It's literally killed me. The first hardcore ever, like my first character, I died falling off that bridge in the harbor. And then the next character that I made died in this lightning trap. It was a rogue. And then I'm like, fuck, dude. So the hardcore season 1, you guys remember if you were around for season 1, it was just so like, it was so different than anything we had. People were just dying all over the place in the harbor. Like this quest literally took me out, those lightning bolts right there. See, I just got hit for 30 points. Luckily, we're a little better positioned than I was during hardcore season 1, though. Yeah, he just hit me for 50 points. All right, we lived. Oh, I still hate that they fixed the tumble. I want to tumble. There we go. Yeah, dude, Schedule 1. That game was so cool. That game has like one of the best soundtracks. You know, the travesty of it is that it wasn't even nominated for like music. It doesn't make any sense. Like, people have literally used that music for, like, parties and weddings and... Same thing with Expedition 33. Expedition 33's soundtrack is amazing. And it wasn't nominated. So I kind of lost faith that the Grammys even listen to music. I think it just has nothing to do with the actual music, and it's all, you know, based on, like, sponsorship or something. I don't know. But... yeah, Expedition 33's soundtrack was great, super cool, and then Schedule 1. The other one, Silk Song's soundtrack was amazing too. You know what games were nominated though? Like Indiana Jones. I don't know, I didn't play that game. I'm sure it's like reminiscent of John Williams music and it was cool. Star Wars Outlaws was nominated again, like, yeah, reminiscent of John Williams' theme, but it's hard to think that those games beat out Expedition 33 when, like, I've literally been to like real life stuff where people are playing the soundtrack from Expedition 33. You know, I don't think anybody is playing Star Wars Outlaws now. Like, I think that game is completely dead. Yeah, random stuff, yeah. It's so, like... it's just made me lose faith in that award. Like, completely. Has nothing to do with gamers. I'm just leaving this quest. Just getting out of here. Not gonna worry about the chest or anything. Just going. Yeah, I think Asmongold said he's doing his award show next year, right? The whatever he's calling it. The Shame Awards. That's going to be super cool if he actually does it. I hope he does it. You know, we won't get any BS from him. I didn't even think to be, like, friendly, you know? See if anybody wants a quest. Usually I'm just such an introvert, I just do everything myself. It's easier that way. But it is something that's super cool about hardcore, that it kind of encourages you to group up, something that I usually don't do. So I probably will. I'm just probably not going to for these level 2s. But once I start doing stuff that's like, you know, around level 5, 6, 7, I probably will. Like jump in a Feywild group. I'll look around and see if there's a Saltmarsh group. Ravenloft, obviously, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and then if you're around, you know, obviously, I mean, bro, that was part of what I look back on as the most enjoyable part of hardcore was running through those, you know, all the quests with everybody, the group, the normal, you know, the people who would show up every season. Like, it was pretty cool. You beating Devil Assault, I forget what level you did it on, Elite, which was what, level 19, 18, whatever that is, at level, what were you, level 10? Pretty insane, man. Me demonstrating what a terrible player I am by killing people. Not on purpose. But, you know, I mean, I got a kick out of the death lists that you guys used to keep for all the people who died trying to keep up with you. I mean, that's... Bro, I have good memories. It's interesting. It's like a perfect storm of things. The pandemic, everybody being stuck at home, and them doing those hardcores back to back to back. Like, it's like a once in a lifetime thing, right? Dude, this thing is gonna kill me. Oh. Alright. Luckily, the magic missiles didn't kill me. Luckily, on Elite, they only did 2 damage per missile. So that's good. I don't think... I only have 3 MRR, so... It's just at this level, the damage really isn't tuned up that high. Yeah, so we're racing to level 20. Then we're gonna try to power level to 29, farm some gear, and then jump into the Reapers, get on the Reaper board, and then see how we do. If we can get into the top 50, great. The top 10, even better. I'm not going to stress about it, though. As long as I'm on the board by the end of the season somewhere, even if it's just, you know, like 99 or something stupid, I don't care. You know, just so, like, posterity looking back and say, oh, yeah, I see the character. Favor, I'm not concerned with at all. I don't care. But it is cool. Multiple servers. Yeah, so does that mean that they are doing the leaderboard for every server? It's all combined. It's basically going to be like Cormyr versus Shadowdale versus Thrain versus Moonsea, basically, I'm assuming. It's basically... If they're just pooling everybody together, then yeah, it's going to be which server, which player from which server can come in tops, and then will one server win both slots. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I think most of the power gamers went to Thrain, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if Thrain pulled it in. I mean, unless somebody came to Cormyr... or something crazy happens, right? Moonsea, like, has a lot of good people. Shadowdale has a ton of people, right? So we'll try to represent Cormyr and at least get on the leaderboard for Reapers. But yeah, that is a lot different than in the past. It does present sort of like a House Cup Harry Potter situation, right? Like to see which server. It'd be really cool if they tied a small, non-significant but bragging rights buff to whatever server won. You know? Like even if it was something stupid like +2 haggle for you know, coming in the top of the Reaper board for both slots. But that kind of stuff, people go after that kind of stuff, right? But all the best players I know are on Thrain, so like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Thrain wins. Nothing good. Armor 4 poison resist combat mastery. You know, the poison resist, that's really good. It's probably what we're going to take, although I could use fortification, electric resist buckler. That's not going to impede my casting, and it's going to give me a lot of fort, so that's what we're going to take. We'll use that at level 5. So that's super, super cool. I've got 4 points, so let's see if I can actually buy any of this stuff that I need. So I have 2 points. Magic Missile immunity or Fear immunity. Both of them we need, we're going to get. At this low level, I have to get the shield first because we're already getting Magic Missile. Nothing's really going to kill us until we start getting around like Thrak Hounds and Flesh Renders with Fear. So like we can get that a little bit later, but this one here, we actually could die to it if we're not super smart. So we're just going to get that and not worry about it anymore. And that means that I can take this goofy wand and throw it away. So now I don't need to worry about that anymore. Don't really need to do these side quests because I'm not chasing favor. I just basically need like the big XP hits, right? So like this one's quick. This one's super fast. We'll do this one. You know, and we talked about it, like I could be doing these on R1, but there's no reason for me to hunt Reaper points right now. The risk isn't really worth the reward. I'm just going to do it all in Legendary. It'll be faster, quicker, safer. So we'll just blast ourselves up to cap, and then we'll farm Reaper XP at cap. And we'll just do that until the event ends, and then we'll see where we wind up on the board. A lot of people are probably going to be doing that, especially if it's server versus server. So, like, I guarantee I'll be able to find groups. Easy. Alright, are these good? Necro 1 deadly? Won't really help us. Repair false life, that's good, but that's not better than what we're wearing. Blazing fire resist, yeah, that's good. Armor 4, fire resist 5, cold absorb, definitely we're gonna take that. Yeah, because now our fire resist is 10, which is at this low level, that's great. So our resists look pretty good, and eventually we'll get this resist energy. Oh, hey, look at that. We've got our fear right now. So we can get that out of the way. So now there's another immunity for us. So we're getting all buffed up. There's our fear immunity. So now we can't be PK'd. So we're immune to all the bad fear effects now. We don't have to worry about them at all. And we're immune to magic missile. As an undead, we're going to be immune to a bunch of other stuff too. So that's what we need to do next. Like, we're pretty much done here. We just want to grab one in this. But technically, if I go do Tangle Root, I don't even need to grab that because I could just go get the House P buffs, which is probably what I'll do. What we want to do is put points here to get Embrace Death. Once we get that, we're going to be golden because we'll get all of the undead immunities. I can go pick up serious wound potions from House P or House J, wherever they sell those. And then we're just good to go. Then we just basically blast up Tainted Scholar to get our damage. we get Bewitching Blast, and then at level 12 we swap over to Enlightened Spirit, and then we get a boatload of hit points, and we pretty much become unkillable. But, I mean, it's not 100% perfect, but pretty decent. The biggest downside is we have no trap finding. So for some quests, we're gonna need buddies, right? Like we'll have to jump into groups for some quests. Things like the pit, you know, things that have a lot of traps, but not gonna worry about it at this low level. We also want to farm a little gear out of the Feywild. Yeah, get a 7-piece Feywild set going. That'll like position us all the way from low level up to level 20. We can wear that Feywild stuff into epics. Anything that we pick up on the way from like Dinosaur Island or Ravenloft, you know, the other places, yeah, we will, but that Feywild stuff is so good. There's a couple other things too that we might try to farm for out of Saltmarsh. But being undead, I mean, I'm not super worried about like the Death Ward hat. The other thing too is like, I'm looking, but I have not seen any of those little music motes. So I'm wondering, do I have to go out of my way and like really explore every part of the quest? It's kind of freaking me out because I haven't seen any. I'm gonna try taking that off and putting it back on again. Equipping this allows you to hear the notes, so that I should see them. Oh, I unequipped it and equipped it just in case it was bugged out. Curse, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I see you're online in guild, so hope you're having a good night. Oh, don't fall. Back at the hardcore. Trying not to die. I probably will though, because I haven't been playing DDO that much, so I'm like a little bit rusty. Kind of forget what I'm doing. Hopefully it doesn't look like that. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the help. I probably added like 50 people earlier, but I mean I was online doing that for a few hours, so took a break. I think it's good though. Anybody who wants to do hardcore is welcome. Like welcome to come and play with us, since we normally do hardcore stuff, right? So there's a lot of resources in the guild. We have a lot of like stuff in the Discord about it, and you know, I'm gonna update my page with stuff about this particular one, but very similar to the mists that we already had, so This one difference now is that it's basically server against server. So all the different servers now are competing for the leaderboard. So that's very interesting. They haven't ever done that before. So it'd be interesting to see if it encourages, you know, camaraderie and fair gameplay through the different servers, or whether it, you know, causes us all to hate each other. Like, we'll see what happens, right? Hopefully it's the first one and not the second one. But we were speculating. We think most of the hardcore, like, not hardcore, but like power gamers went to Thrain. So like, that's my feeling, is they probably are like the favorite. But you never know. Like, Moonsea has a lot of great players. Shadowdale has a lot of great players. We have a lot of great players here on Cormyr. So, you know, it just depends on who's playing, how they do, who gets lucky, who does, you know, the most. Like, when it comes to favor, there's some people, they're so good at those quests. Like, they get almost all the favor in the game. So I just don't have the patience to do that. So I'm not going for any favor. But I will try to place myself on the Reaper board, you know, somewhere. Low-level death block with jump. That is a good item that I just got. And I don't have a belt on, so we're going to wear that. I mean, I don't really need to worry about death effects at this level, and I'm going to be undead soon, so I really won't need it, but I can throw that in the guild bank for somebody else to use it, and it's always good to have a high jump, right? So, you guys think I should try? You know what I need to do? I need to look in the bank and see if I have any invisibility wands. And if I do, then I can do the that quest with the stealth. And if I don't, then I should probably, depending on what my I'm 100% on those, so I can do it with 10. The 10 is enough. Okay, so invis. I have potions, but no wand. It's too bad. Well, I should be okay with 10 potions, right? I should be alright. We're gonna try it. I have an oh shit button if I have to get out of here, if something goes sideways. So this quest here is, meant to be stealthed, kinda. We're gonna give ourselves a little heroism buff. I'm gonna kill a bunch of the ones in the beginning, and then we're gonna do the stealth run. So I'm just gonna get rid of these so they don't, like, start lagging me. As long as I leave like 2 profits, I'm okay. Now I could like lock them onto the shelf, and I'll actually show you what I mean, just in case you don't know what I'm talking about. If they chase you, you can actually run them up here. You guys probably know this, but like, yeah, you see how he's chasing me. I run to the end, and then I jump off, and he'll stay up there now. So there's one prophet who's like out of the mix. He's not going to bother us. The other thing I have to be careful about is I have chain shape on, and I don't want to accidentally kill like everything. So I'm going to switch to single. That way I can like be really specific with my target. I'm going to take out this prophet right here. I don't really care. I'll take out this one too. We don't really care about any of these because it's after this lever's thrown that I'm going to do the stealth anyway. So, and I'm just going to kill this dude here. All right, so now we're good to go. It's unfortunate I don't have a speed item. All right, there's my invis. And I'm gonna try to get this lever on the wall here. All right, I got it. And I'm gonna invis again. We're immune to that fear that he just cast. I am invisible. And I'm gonna try to jump so they can't hear my feet on the ground. I mean, they'll hear it anyway. You see that little red sort of flare that's coming off? That's the sound I'm making. There's really nothing you can do about it, but when I'm floating in the air, they still hear me. God, that's so annoying. All right, so here we go. Pull this one. Go up and pull this one. And I'm going to go back invisible. Okay. And I'm just going to jump over this dude. We're going to try to get out of here. I've got a green alert, right? So, and I have 3 shamans that I can kill. I'm going to pull this lever. Oh, actually, there's 2 prophets. There's 1. I can kill 1 more prophet. There he is right there. All right, so I can only kill 1. I can't kill any more prophets, basically. Do that. Okay. All right, we go invis again. And then we just get out of here by punching this. Or I can do a finish out. But if you were getting attacked, you could always punch one of these, and that would that won't be interrupted. You could just get out of here that way. But clean. So that resonating, we're not doing sound, but it has a kinetic lore. We are doing kinetic, and we have an empty slot right now on our hand. So technically, it's not really good, but it's probably the best thing in this list. We've got our Featherfall on our cloak. I mean, that would be okay, I guess. We're just gonna do this. It's a garbage, but it's an implement that gives us 7% more kinetic damage. So for now, it's okay. We don't need to worry about Radiance because we've got Radiance lore. And the implement on that is 2, but the implement on that is 4, so that's good. We'll have slightly more damage. Oh, this quest. All right, I don't care about killing anything in here, so I'm just going to go back to chain. And we're just going to try to obliterate everything we can. The angle on this dude. Buddy. There you go. This one you kind of have to break everything, right? All right, there is a trap right here. Where is it though? I forget. All right, right. It's back there somewhere. Yeah, I see it. The little kobold got caught in it. Sorry, dude. Hey, a ruby. Bro, that was rude. We finally got the little hat working on my Archon. I'm happy that they fixed that. Right? I think that thing is pretty cool. That little dude with his little Gandalf hat on. That Archon is from Hardcore Season 3. It was the 20-point Reaper reward, I think, for getting, what was it? 400,000 Reaper experience. Pretty sure. They eventually they did a redux of that season, so it was easier to get the rewards. But the original one where I got that, it was, you know, it was pretty difficult. Although Season 3 wasn't really that difficult because it had extra lives built into it. So if you died, you could earn extra lives, come back to life, like not be out of it. So it's pretty cool. Super, super busy. A lot of people did Season 3. Season 2 was super busy too, but the problem with Season 2 was the lag was so bad. If you guys remember it, there was a lot of good players who died in lag during Season 2. And then Season 3, they sorted the lag out, so, you know, it was just overall a better season. Season 4 was where they started doing the unique champions, and pretty sure Season 4 was the one that Apocalypse Dom won both and got his Reaper wings, I'm pretty sure. But that was a difficult season, and then, what was it, Season 5 was a redux of Season 1. And then they did Season 6 was the Hounds, and that, in my opinion, was like, although a lot of people liked it, I thought it was a nightmare because as an adult, you know, you might get a phone call. You might need to go AFK to answer the door, to help somebody do something, or to pick up the phone. And, like, you couldn't take your eyes off the screen because those hounds would warp in and kill you instantly. So it was really stressful. So you know, even though I got all the rewards for Season 6, pardon me, it was a lot of stress, and I'm happy they never did a redux of that. Oh God, it was so bad. A lot of people enjoyed it though, so I don't want to take away from that. Like, it was unique and fun, but it was just, the mechanic was just way too punishing. So, as somebody who, like, you know, has other responsibilities, I couldn't be glued to the screen the entire time I was online. But it did really keep people from doing, like, the AFK at the door, Bard bot, you know, so it like solved a lot of problems that was occurring on hardcore, but it was just brutal, so. Yeah, the glitchy spawn, right, yeah, it was a really tough season. I mean, I did it, I enjoyed it, but I'm happy not to do that again. 7 was a redux, 8 was unique. That was the one where we had to do the treasure hunt for all the pieces and locate the, you know, locate the map fragments, and that was super cool. Hey, we found one. That's the first one I've seen. All right, can I talk to it? What do I have to do? So you legit have to use your thing twice, right? So there it is. Here's my lantern. Okay, activated. Here are the archers right now. Oh my god, bro. Are you kidding me? These things are tearing me up. Alright, they're all dead. Oh, there's more. That's not cool. I'm gonna hit him with a thing. Did that even work? It didn't even work. He just hit me with a color spray? See, it was a really good idea that I took that. I saved. Versus that color spray. Forced personality. It makes my saving throw 13. There we go. So I had 6 points, right? So ready to be claimed, I have to... Bro, you have to play it twice. Oh, look at that. I had 6 points. Now I have 23. That was quite a bit for an elite. All right, that's cool. So this probably won't take, like, forever. That's encouraging. And it wasn't super, super crazy, although... I wonder what the, like, top tier boss is. I hope it's not, like, a Head of the Beast style thing. Oh, that's gonna be a disaster. I may actually have to start grouping and questing with people, you know, in order to just kill those really hard, whatever the Head of the Beast top tier spawn is. Does anybody know what it is? Level 10 in one level 3 and had 1,000 hit points, bro. That's insane. I just don't do enough damage. So I would have to run from that. Like, if the boss has 1,000 hit points, yeah, I'm doing way, way too low damage. I mean, this quest is only level 2, so, like, I'd be shocked if I met something super crazy powerful, but once we start getting up... Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to get pretty crazy. It means I'm going to have to farm a little bit of gear and make sure that I'm prepared. Like, right now, my gear is so bad. I'm wearing absolute garbage. So I'm not ready for, like, some crazy hard fight. I've got to get that Feywild gear. And what I should probably do, because this is my hardcore character, I should probably make another character that just goes out and farms gear. Like, normal character that's not doing hardcore, that I don't care if it dies, and just go farm stuff. You know, because I need to have this Fey boosted gear, whatever that Symphony buff is. And the other thing too is, as people put stuff on the auction house, I'll be able to buy some better random gen stuff. So, like, get a high constitution item. Maybe try to find something that has spell resistance or, like, high dexterity or something that might help. Especially if the monsters are color spraying and things like that. Like, that's insane, man. Think I'll get out? Yes. Okay, Lucky Gloves of Deadly. That's great. Double Shot Tumble won't really help me. Fire Absorb Cold, no. Probably these gloves. Way better than the ones I'm wearing because I'm not opening lock or disabling device. So... We're saving that. Just gonna sell those. It's garbage, garbage. Put that in the guild chest for somebody. I'll put that in the guild chest for somebody too. All right, I'm going to stretch, get a drink. I'll be back less than 5 minutes. Hope everyone's having a good night. How we doing, chat? Why is it so cold in New England? It's like 25 degrees out. It's insane. It's not February, it's November. And isn't there a heat wave in the south? I don't understand how it's so cold here. Wait, wasn't it just 90 degrees in Texas or something? Right, I can always pull out Froggo if I need Froggo to help me, right? But we don't want to pull out Froggo if we don't need him because he'll, like, make the monsters a little bit stronger. But we level up, we become undead, and then I'll feel a lot better. We already can't drown, that's good. Something behind me. Oh, it's a lightning bolted me. Dude. Luckily, we get so many temporary hit points that it's okay unless he does like a ton of damage. But on Elite, they're not that bad. If this were Reaper 1, I probably would be a lot worse off. Don't need to worry about any of that. I'm just gonna get out of here. Oh, we got one. Okay. Let's make sure everything's dead first. Alright, here we go. That mean I'm gonna get another? Yeah, there it is. A Great Goblin Shaman. Gonna use the environment to try to keep him from casting on me. I've got nothing to CC him. Oh, he tried to make me sit down. All right, let's see how many points we get for this. So I have 23 points right now. $40. So what, 17 points I got? Well, that's pretty good. Got a second moat. Oh, so you can get more than one. That's good to know. I've only ever seen one, like in a quest. I haven't seen more than one. And a lot of the quests that I did, I didn't see any. Just getting out of here. Can I not hang and leave? Guess not. It wasn't the same quest. I'm afraid to see what the Apex boss is. Okay, armor, fire absorb, negative amp, no. Cold resist lightning. Is that better than my sonic resist perform ring? Yeah, it actually is. It's all junk. That's mithril. Might as well take the mithril armor, put it in the bank if somebody wants it in the guild bank. These are the last level 2s, so then we can level up to level 5 and then start doing level 3s. That guy, I just took a lightning bolt to the face. You think I can tumble through this without getting hit by it? Probably not. So I have jump. I'm wearing a belt with jump, so I should be good just to get over here. Yeah. We're not messing around in here. We're just running through it as fast as we can. Kill this little sentry dude if I can get him. Probably can't get him. Oh, I got him. Hey, how did he call those? He didn't hit the bell? Yeah, being able to breathe like in water, not be drowned, that's super cool. What the hell? Having spatial issues under this water. Bro, why can't you swim forward? There it is. Okay. My Xbox controller wigged out. All right, let's go. Give me this dude. That dude has 725 hit points. That is a lot. Seems excessive. All right, easy peasy. We'll check our quests. I'm almost positive we're done. I think this is the last two. Oh, we have a couple of solos that I could do. Misery's Peak we're not doing. Trial by Total Chaos, that's the last one out there. We can get that one later when we're in epics, so we're not worried about that. So what level is this? Am I not seeing it? Oh, was that a level 3 quest that I just did? Oh, these are level 3. Did they change these? Or am I, like, am I having a stroke? I thought these were level 2. Trog, did they change them? Right? I'm remembering right. They used to be level 2. Yeah, they changed them. Okay. It's like, bro, I'm like... I'm having a stroke or something. Alright, so I think we're done. I mean, do I want to do Arachnophobia? I don't care. We don't need the favor, right? We're not doing favor. So I don't care. All I care about is just finishing quest. Miseries has a lot of XP, but I don't want to do all the stuff to get to there. Miller's Debt. Miller's Debt is so easy. We could just do that right now before we go. XP per mode is meh. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, they're never gonna make, like, doing this modified version. Like, I think it's a good attempt, but it's not gonna be the same as starting on a new server, doing the old school hardcore, right? It's always gonna feel a little bit weird. I think so far I like this a little bit better than the Mist. The Mist wasn't. It was okay, but I like the fact that this one has the gated gear. That's cool. It's a good mechanic. You know, force you to use brand new gear so you're not digging into your, 20 years worth of stuff that you have, and then you can't use any tune with past lives for the hardcore. Like, so, I mean, it's good for the leaderboard. It is a lot different, though. Like, I'm not a fan of the working the points one at a time thing. I think if you have a bunch in your backpack, they should all fill. Like, these two should fill. Even though I only have that one equipped, this one should also get points. Like, that's how I would change this. Because old school hardcore, you could work multiple at once. Like, if you were doing Favor, you could also do Reaper. you were progressing not only the level 20 reward, the cloak reward for 1750, but you were also progressing the 5K. All of them were progressing at the same time, as opposed to this and the mist where you have to do one at a time. That to me is the biggest like thing in my head that pops up that says I don't really feel like spending the time doing that. You know, it's the reason I'm not going to focus on favor. I just don't want to spend that much time, you know? Like, I have other things to do. So, I mean, I love playing video games and stuff, but, like, I've done, what, 10 seasons? Like, we did a lot of hardcore, so unless it's a super unique mechanic, I don't think I would do the favor. You know, it's just I'm not that interested in spending, you know, all that time. So I'll just focus on the Reaper stuff later at a leisurely pace. I like to play other games. I'm working on a book. I have work. I have family. Holidays are coming. Like, I can't just be farming. I can't be doing waterworks for the 10,000th time in my life. Like, but I have other stuff to do. Now, if it was epic waterworks or legendary waterworks, that'd be different. Yeah, right. I'm going after the wings and the horse. If I can get the hardcore ones, but my feeling is they're probably not going to be that visually different. I could be wrong, but if it turns out that they're not, I'm going to really put in an effort to win those two for the hardcore, because, you know, most of the rewards that I run around on, like, those wings were 5K favor. This horse was, I'm pretty sure this was a Reaper horse. Either that or this was 5K favor as well. So it, like, took a lot to get there. So, like, I'll try to get those rewards, but if I fail, I'll just grab the story mode ones and just call it a day, you know. But it all depends, too, because if January is super slow or whatever, maybe I'll have time. Let's level. Yeah. Now, Warlock typically is sort of iffy for hardcore at low level because the damage is so low. But I'm hoping that as an undead Warlock, that'll sort of even it out, because if you do a Warlock Warforged, it's usually pretty strong for hardcore. So I'm hoping this build is similar. But who knows? We'll see how it goes. Pretty much gonna do my normal Warlock build, the same one I have posted on the forum. My Enlightened Spirit, Enchanter, Minion build. Although, you know, I'm really not gonna focus on the minions, but we do have them. Yeah, I have Teal, I have Froggo, and I have the Muse, so. Alright, we got Lesser Death Aura. I have 2 points, so I grab, you know what? It's gonna help me here. I've been blasting Charisma, so likely I'll continue to blast Charisma. If I were on a Warforged, I'd be doing Con, like all Con, just blasting Con. And I wouldn't even worry about Charisma. So I have 5 points spent in this tree. That means the next point we get, we become undead. That is super good news. Because that's going to be a game changer. That's going to add a whole bunch of immunities to us, and then based on whatever gear we can pull, now we have our Lesser Death Aura. Although it really won't matter I don't really need to worry about that because I can just go grab. I mean, we can still use Cure Serious potions when we're undead, but I can go grab the serious injury potions from House J. So, what's the difference between the butterfly wings for winter and the butterfly wings for summer? I have no idea if there is any. I have not seen. When they showed the rewards on the SSG DDO website, they just showed 5 rewards. They didn't say that the rewards for either were different. So the speculation is that they might be marked with like some hardcore symbol somewhere on the cloaks or whatever. But like if you guys look at, I think I still have the web page open. I'm going to look at it right now. It looks like the butterfly wing in the picture that they're showing now, they're orange, black and orange. So the ones that I'm wearing from the previous hardcore are kind of like purplish, and they kind of change or a little bit. They have like a sheen. What would that be called? Like a mother of pearl kind of a sheen in light. They change from like a dark purple to a light purple. These here, I don't know. I don't see a sheen on this image. If you look at the DDO website, they're just orange. The cloak is basically musical notes with a person playing a lute and then a little moon symbol. And then the other cloak is like a half cloak that doesn't really have anything discernible on it that looks like a hardcore symbol. There is another cloak. So there's 2. All right, so here's the thing. There's 2 versions of a long cloak. One has green and blue, and one has purple and dark blue. So it could be just a color variation. So like the purple and dark blue could be story mode, and the green and light blue could be hard mode, but it doesn't say it, and it doesn't have like a, I don't see anything that looks like a symbol of hardcore. You know, I don't see a number that says like hardcore 11 or season 2 or anything like that anywhere on any of this stuff. So this would be their next season 2. The headset with the little horns, I don't like that at all. I mean, it doesn't look good to me, but that's my opinion. That's not that it's ugly. It's just I'm not digging it. I can't really say if the orange is hardcore or not. Let's see if there's another. See the other picture of the little gnome with butterfly wings? They're also orange. So like both pictures of the butterfly wings, they're orange. There is on the horse, the unicorn, one of the bridles and the whatever they call that's on them, the stirrups or whatever. One is gold and then the other one is green. So maybe that's just the slight difference in color from them. Yeah, I mean, it could be that one set of wings is orange and one set of wings is red. It could just be the light of the image that they took, but it's one of those frustrating SSG things, which makes you wonder if they do it on purpose to troll everybody. Like, or if they do it on purpose to not reveal what the hardcore is, so people will have to chase it and then post it online. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Which you can see the argument for why they would do that, because it creates a little bit of a buzz and sort of like a FOMO chase. But personally, I'd prefer if they would show us, like, these are the things you're chasing, you're going after. So you can decide if you want to spend the time doing hardcore at all. Because you might look at the rewards and say, oh, I don't want any of those. I'll just do the easy path and go through and do the story mode stuff. Or you could say, hey, I really like the color on the hardcore wings, so now I need to do hardcore. There are some people who collect literally all of the stuff, so I'm sure eventually we'll have people in guild who earned them and will show us. But for right now, it's going to be really tough for me to not wear these wings. Look at the color. I mean, these are really, really sharp. So like orange ones would match my armor a little bit better, but I guess it'll depend. It'll all depend, right? To be honest, I was really hoping that they did this. See that little fairy with the dragonfly wings? That's what I was hoping were this season's rewards, but they went with butterfly instead. But we could have just as easily got dragonfly wings because they're already in the game. They're like literally right there. So Dungeons and Butterflies, yeah. Reminds me of Harry Potter when Hagrid said follow the spiders and Ron said why couldn't it be follow the butterflies? Alright, we're gonna try to find some loot. I mean, I'm always going to use this horse. I'm never not going to use this horse. That season was such a disaster. Like, I just ride around on it all the time because I hated it. So, even if I get the unicorn, I'll just get the unicorn. I probably won't ride around on it beyond, like, during the event. Any rewards that I earn, I show just so people who are doing the event can see them, you know? But after the event ends, I probably won't worry about it. I probably will do that plan though, like with my other characters, just go through and try to farm gear, because right now it's like I don't have enough of the symphony stamped gear. My gear is so bad. Like I feel like it's kind of stupid for me to try to quest. I'm level 5 now. I could be in Feywild gear, so I've got to get like another tune, go to Feywild and like farm some gear. And you know the thing is, you could do that. Like you could make, if you were new on the server, you could make an iconic level 15 and go and farm Feywild. With normal, get a whole bunch of normal gear. It doesn't have to be, you know, you can trade it, you put it in your bank, and then you can put it on your hardcore tune. As long as it's stamped with the symphony thing, that's all that matters. The other thing you could do is if you had like a legendary character, you can go in there. You don't care about XP. You just go in there and obliterate the entire quest. It's level 5. You go in on Elite and you can, you know, hunt for like the 7-piece Feywild set. Or do Salt Marsh and get the Salt Marsh set, or whatever. Go to Isle of Dread, get the Isle of Dread set. Like, so it's probably exactly what I'm gonna do with my level 34. I'm probably gonna go and do Feywild, Isle of Dread, and try to farm some gear that has that buff on it. At least a little bit. And in guild, I will put that up as like a, hey, I'm gonna go do this now if anybody wants to go along. I'm not sure when I'll do it, probably this weekend. So if anybody's around and wants to go farm gear for a hardcore tune, I think that's the smartest way to go about it, because I don't know what the top tier boss is, but if it's anything like the Head of the Beast, that would be terrifying. Yeah, we're on Cormyr. I mean, my main is on Shadowdale, but I don't really play on Shadowdale now because the lag is too bad. Technically, I should probably move everything to Cormyr and just call it, but I mean, if they sort out the lag, I think they mostly have. Right? But the last time I tried to play on Shadowdale was during the summer. I think it was like August, and it took me like 10 minutes to put something in the bank, and I was just like, yeah, this is just dumb. So I just figured there's so much other stuff I'm doing in my life. I'll just take a break and come back when the game is in better shape. We've been lucky on Cormyr though. Like I log into Cormyr every day and do the guild stuff. We've been really lucky on Cormyr that we just haven't. We've been spared most of the lag because it's the smallest server, right? So yeah, I mean, I have not got much lag tonight, but I did experience lag on Cormyr last week. But for the most part, it's been okay. Nothing was like it was in the summer on Shatterdale, where like literally 10 minutes just to drag an item from my bag to the bank. You know, that's unplayable, man. That's, you know, I'm sure it's not like that now, but back then it was just like, this is stupid. There's literally like 4,000 video games in my Steam library. Why am I sitting here trying to do this? Yeah, that's cool. So, really bad for months. Yeah, that was my experience. So, I'm just not gonna waste time. Because what happens is it's too frustrating, you know, like trying to deal with lag like that. You can't really get into a groove. So it's just better to do something else until they sort it out. And this is a banger year for video games, you know, so there's a lot of other games. I played a lot of games this year. Ark, yeah, that's cool. I voted for that for Game of the Year for multiplayer, I think. Pretty sure I did. Everyone who plays it seems to like it. Shroud was all about how it should be best game of the year. I like Shroud, so I figure whatever. I mean, I think he's nuts for not playing Expedition 33, but whatever. I hope Expedition 33 sweeps. Definitely the best game I played this year. You know, is it like a perfect game? No, I think Baldur's Gate was like a perfect game. But it's really well done. And considering that it was a small team of like 30 people who made it in a couple of years, and it has 0 microtransactions, and I think it cost like, I forget what I paid for it, like $30 or $40. Like, it just got so much going for it. And the music, all the songs are really, really cool. The characters, the you know, the JRPG style combat, like super cool. Not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but it's certainly worth playing through because the story is really well done. Like it's cinema, you know. It's got the strongest Act 1, I think, in a video game ever. I mean, it'd be hard pressed to find a better Act 1 than that game, you know. Expedition 33 just knocked it out of the park for Act 1. So much so that they're probably going to make it into a movie, right? Good news for SSG, though. Amazon has officially canceled their Lord of the Rings MMO. It got destroyed. They took a look at the market and just decided to pull the plug. So the team was disbanded. They also shut down the other MMO that they have, whatever that one, the pirate themed one. So it's like Amazon is getting out of the business of video games. But like that's great news for SSG, right? Because they still have Lord of the Rings online. Like Amazon probably would have pulled away a bunch of their player base. So like they got another breath of life. Now there's no more MMO coming. And there's a new movie, right? The Golem movie. Search for Golem or whatever. Which in the book it's like a paragraph and a half of a story at the at the Council of Elrond where Aragorn talks about hunting for Golem with Gandalf. They're making it into an entire movie, which I think is crazy, but okay. So that's going to, like bolster more people to play Lord of the Rings online probably. So that's cool. They got a bunch of good news is basically what I'm saying. I personally think that Lord of the Rings Online is still unplayable. I mean, I have lifetime accounts there. I was a beta tester for that game just like I was in DDO. And I used to play... I used to think Lord of the Rings Online, back when they did the Moria expansion, was like the best video game at the time. But that was so many years ago, and the levels are so high now. It's just I can't get into it now. They have done like legacy servers, and they've done a bunch of other events that have made it like the gameplay a little bit different. But I just, like mentally have moved on. So like I log in, I do the anniversary every year. I have houses there, but I that's about the extent of my gameplay in Lotro. At one time, though, I was in love with that game, so... But at one time, I was in love with Elder Scrolls Online, too, and I kind of lost interest in that. It's a lot of games that I used to like. Yeah, you're a lifer there. Yeah, I have a lifetime there. I tried to get a lifetime in DDO but when I was beta testing this game, but I missed, like, it was a really short window where they offered lifetimes for DDO people. So I think some people have them. I don't have one for DDO, but I did manage for Lord of the Rings Online. So it makes it easier. I go over and I do the anniversary event, get my character frame upgraded, get all the new fireworks. You know, it's something that I do every year. I keep hoping that they add player housing in this game. I think it's the one area that they are missing. Even though we have guild ships, I don't really like the way the guilds are implemented, and I won't really like talk too much about that because that's a whole different topic, but I think that there's room for them to capitalize on people who would enjoy having strongholds. And they could theme it based on like how Gary Gygax themed it. If you look in the original player's handbook, if you hit, what was it, like level 10 as a fighter, you qualified for a keep. If you hit level 10 as a priest, you qualified for like a temple. If you hit level 10 as a rogue, or thief, they called it in that book, you qualified for like the Thieves Guild or whatever. So like they certainly could make like the themes, and then that would give them, in my opinion, legit things to sell in the store for money, as opposed to the millions of things that I think that they could get rid of in the store that nobody would miss. Like the pages and pages of +1 weapons that they have for sale for real money. That's just mind-boggling why they have that, but whatever. They could even do what Path of Exile does and like sell you for like $500 a giant island with a castle on it or whatever. You know, like Path of Exile has a whole bunch of weird, crazy support packages like that. So I did Diablo 4. I did the whole season that's now. I did hardcore. I made it all the way. I found a mythic unique on hardcore. So it was a pretty good season. I'm kind of upset though that game isn't more than it actually is. You know, like I enjoy it for like a week and then I get sick of it. But this next season that they're doing for Diablo 4, supposedly they're like redoing all the way the leveling up works and the gear and a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll see if they make it better or worse. I mean, Blizzard is kind of crap now, so probably going to make it worse, but who knows? It's hard to believe, though, because I remember when Blizzard was, like, the best. So, like, it's hard to kind of say that and, you know it's true, but sadly it is true. Anybody who's in chat, you guys who played WoW know what I'm talking about, so. Yeah, DDO, you love DDO, but sometimes you get annoyed at the puzzles, yeah. You liked it back. You liked Lotro when the cap was 50. Yeah, true. That's when the game was the best. Like, what was it? Like level 55 was Moria. Like I used to play that game all the time, doing the turtle raid. Man, I loved it. It was so fun. It's just so fun. I used to PvP all the time. I used to PvP on a warg. Kill free people. It was crazy. They'll never get that back, though. It's gone. Like, that whatever the game was then, it's gone now. I mean, you can't never say never, right? But it's just, I would be shocked. And the thing that killed the PvP in that game was the pay to win, sadly. All right, we don't need that. We're going to sell that. That's garbage. 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 No. 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 Death block, jump. We'll save that for somebody else. This is garbage. 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 Massive garbage. Radiance cold armor. A little bit better than what I have on. That's garbage. Garbage. Mithril. I'm going to save that just because it's Mithril. Somebody might want it. I doubt it because, well, we'll save this. Use that. All right, so now we have fortification, right? Yeah, we have 44 and we have electric resist. So where did we land? 12 electric resist and 50% fort. That's really good for level 5. And most of this stuff is going to wind up in the guild bank later. Ah, the gear is so bad. Okay, I got a point. We buy Embrace Death. The best thing that we can get here because that's going to make us undead. And as an undead, we will be immune. We get 100% critical resistance, healed by negative energy, 50% positive, double damage from light. Luckily, not a lot of stuff does light, but we're considered undead, meaning that we'll get all of the immunities to poison. We'll get all of the other immunities to disease, all the undead immunity stuff. The only thing we really need to worry about is light. Okay, so now we're dead. We don't really look dead. And what we want to do is go to House J and grab some potions. I have 105 hit points. Being undead makes my fortification now 150. That's really good. Armor class 21, that's garbage, but I mean, it's okay. I have to get con and charisma gear. Like, that's the priority next, so. House J. So House J, we can buy some of these. Pretty sure it's this one. Okay, there they are. Inflict serious. Yeah, so they're exactly the same price as the other ones, and these aren't bound. We can actually see the difference. So I'm undead right now, right? If I do a cure serious, it's 11. And if I do a inflict serious, it's 22. So yeah, it's like definitely better. We'll keep these, right, in case we need them, but it's definitely better to have that. And we also have this. We need to cast a wand, and we have 100%, right? I should probably go check out and see what the serious wand percentage is and grab one of those just in case. I mean, I'm not doing Reaper, so I don't really need to min-max, like, but we don't really know what the boss moat is, so, like, I kind of want to be prepared for something that's ridiculous. I want to be able to, like, hide. If it's like a head of the beast type thing, I want to be able to hide and then heal. If I can, right? It was impossible almost to get away from the head of the beast, but All right, 60% on a critical, 80% on a serious. That's not bad. 80%. And we've got our potions. We've got our lesser death aura, which I probably won't use, but we have it. We need more invisibility. Oh, you know what? We can't use those to level 7 anyway, though. Oh, I don't need that. I'm gonna grab... Alright, so we have 20 invis now. I mean, that's fine. We'll grab heal scrolls once I can get them at level 9. But before that, maybe some restoration scrolls. I can cast restoration, and I have 60% chance to cast it. The problem is, if anything hits me that I need to restore myself from, I probably would, that percent would go down a lot. But there's nothing wrong with picking up 10, right? And having them just in case. The other thing I can do too, to help, is... Oh, look at that. Somebody died at level 5. I can grab from this. I can get back on track what I was thinking. These, I can grab 10 of these lesser restores. That way, if something hits me and I can't do anything, I can drink one of those and then I can cast one of those. You know what I mean? Like, I drink that and then I cast this, and that should put me back to normal. And then later on, I'll get the greater restoration scrolls. But for now, that's okay. I mean, nothing's perfect, but... The other thing is, did I get enough to unlock Coin Lord favor yet? No, we need to do that. Yeah, we need to do that because I have to unlock these bags. Be super, super useful to do that. You know what next would be super useful to do? Is the house P buffs, right? Like... I mean, usually we do this on hardcore as soon as we can. Bro, I have 100 hit points. That's nothing. I keep waiting for them to make a legendary tangle route. I mean, am I alone here? What do you guys think, chat? Legendary tangle route? Reaper 10? Like, they need legendary tangle route, they need legendary waterworks. I actually wrote like a Christmas themed, like a holiday themed module, kinda, that takes place in Waterworks here that they could use for like an event. I haven't sent it to them. I should. I don't think they take it or use it though, so that's why I haven't sent it to them. But, you know, if I were doing like a home brew, if I were DMing, I would like let the people that I was DMing play through it. Lily. I love this armor because I'm running around on fire. It's just so weird. Oh. Oh, doggy. Right? I'm kind of on fire. Extra spicy. I do like it though. It's a really good set of armor. Like, I think it's super cool. Bro, I run so slow. God. I have to get some striding boots, like 15 or something. What's up, buddy? What do you got for me? Fortification, armor, cold resist, level 1. I'm gonna get those and put them in the guild bank for somebody. Hardcore with 34 fort. That's really good. How many times have I done Tangle Root in my life, do you think? Fire Eater, good to see you. What's up? Running Reaper on hardcore loot? Yes. Actually, let me answer that correctly. I'm doing the hardcore Reaper loot, but not till later for Reaper itself. For low level, because I don't care about favor, I'm just blasting to level 34, and then I will farm all my Reaper points out there. I'll also try to fill all the things there. Like, I'm not going to really worry about it now. I'm just trying to level up, you know. I'm not going super fast though, because I haven't really played in like 2 or 3 months, so I'm kind of like rusty, so I'm taking it kind of slow. But yeah, I'm not doing any heroic Reaper. It's just the risk isn't there for me, you know, like the reward isn't anything. Like, if I blast to 34, then I can just focus on doing R1, 2, 3, or R4 with a group and just fill all the lanterns, get on the Reaper leaderboard. I don't really care where I wind up on the Reaper leaderboard, just as long as I'm in the top 100 by the time the season ends. That'll be fine. It's basically all the servers against each other, so Thrain, Shadowdale, Moonsea, Cormyr are all using the same leaderboard, so it's going to be interesting to see, you know, which server comes out on top. It's kind of cool. You know, hopefully we do okay for Cormyr. Most of the people left Cormyr, right? And they went to Thrain or Shadowdale or Moonsea. So I feel like we have to represent a little, right? So try to get us on the leaderboard, at least for the Reaper. I'm not going to do any favor though. I don't really care about it. That's not to say it's not cool. If you're doing favor, that's great. It's just not my bag. I don't have the time. I don't want to hyper stress about doing every quest. Okay, I probably should be blurring myself, right? Nice, that's that web touch wretch. I love that. It's like such a great CC. Here we go. Right, I can just get out of here, right? Don't need to worry about anything. So this time around, you can just not equip a Reaper Lantern. It won't break. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I mean, that's a great idea. The other thing, too, though, is you can keep it equipped and not click on the loot that you find and not interact with it at all. Oh, you're never leaving Cormyr. Yeah, I mean, Cormyr is sort of like where we did all the hardcore stuff in the beginning. We were here first, like when the Lantern stuff started up before the other servers were open. So, like, I mean, I feel like it's our hardcore home if they don't do another official hardcore. I put my main with all my TRs on Shadowdale, but because of the lag that Shadowdale had for the last, 4 months or whatever, I really haven't played my main at all. And, I took, like 2 or 3 months off working on a book. Like, so this is really the first time I'm back playing DDO in a couple months, and I'm on Cormyr right now. This is a hardcore character. However, I've said this a few times, and I kind of stand by this assessment. What I'm probably going to do, what would be smart for me to do, is to get on another character, whether it's an iconic level 15 or my level 35, and go farm gear. Like, literally go into the Feywild at level 5 on Elite with a level 35 or iconic level 15 and just farm out set bonus gear so I can replace this garbage gear that I'm wearing. Like, level 1 Traveler Bracelet, Founder's Helm. Like, this stuff is all garbage. The Zuzu Spangle. Like, I need to get out of this. This is garbage. I'm going to die if I keep wearing this stuff. So I probably should get on another tune that's not hardcore, farm a bunch of stuff that has this buff, because in order for a hardcore tune to wear gear this season, it has to have the Symphony of the Fae buff on it. But you can farm the Symphony of the Fae buff on any character. You don't have to be a hardcore character. So, yeah, I mean, that's, I think, what I'm going to do. Because a lot of this stuff you can see, like, level 1 search and spot. Who cares? That's trash. Like, I mean, it helps, but it's all garbage. It's all, like, so I'm going to die if I don't get better gear. So... But if you're new to the server and you don't have a tunic cap, you can just make an iconic level 15 and then go farm the 3 low-level expansions if you own them: Saltmarsh, Feywild, and Isle of Dread. Grab yourself a bunch of gear and then give it to your hardcore character. So if this were an old-school hardcore server where we were all starting fresh, that's exactly what I would do. I would just make an iconic and... or make another tune, because if it were an OG hardcore, the iconic would be level 1. I'd just make another tune that's not hardcore and just farm, So this particular character, we're playing him tonight just because, like, I started off and, we're live streaming. But, like, ideally I should be farming right now just to get myself positioned to do hardcore in a way that's not dying. But we're only doing Elite, so I feel like we're kind of okay. Heroic Reaper, yeah, there's just, I don't have enough. I don't have the gear for it. Like, I'd probably die to some, RNG. So were the streamer awards tonight? Did I miss them? You're farming Lobby gear on level 34. Yeah, see, you're doing exactly like, that's the smartest thing, Fire, that you can do. Like, literally, that's... Yeah, that's like hardcore goated play right there. Because then you position yourself to do your run, like, legit, you know? Then, you know, if you go into R1, you're not tempting fate. Although I'm not going to touch Reaper until I get to cap. But I'll probably farm a lot. So that's probably what I'll do this weekend. I'll probably announce that in the guild on Cormyr if anybody wants to go along. I'll probably farm on my level 34. And just try to speed run like Feywild and Saltmarsh. Those set bonuses still are really good at low level. I'm not going to worry about Ravenloft gear. But the Lamortia stuff is pretty good, right? Like, from what I've seen. So maybe it's worth farming some of that. If not, Sharn, the 3-piece Sharns are pretty simple and easy to get. You know, there are those rare pieces. But we'll see what happens. You know, I'm not going to go crazy farming for the whole month of November. Although if I were doing a run that was going to try to do both leaderboards, that's exactly what I'd be doing. You know, I would basically spend the rest of this month getting my build and my character ready and then do the push. Poor dude is staring at the wall. I opened his cell door and I'm literally on fire. We rescued him though. That's the thing, those footprints too, those footprints that are on fire, those are super cool. I can't believe they gave them to us for free like that, just for logging in, right? Like, I'm using the bloody ones because I had to spend so much time to earn them. But I think the ones that are on fire are way cooler. Doing this quest always reminds me, for some reason, of Stormcleave. I don't know why. I think it's because, like, back in the day, we used to do this quest so much, and then the end game was, like, Stormcleave, Cult of the Six, Grey Moon. So, like, all those, I think of all those quests whenever I do this one. We're really only doing these so we can get our elemental buffs. But technically on this Warlock, I don't really need to do this. Because I could just take the spell. You know, we have access to this spell here, Resist Energies, which basically does the same thing, but good to get these out of the way, though. I mean, we're just trying to level up, right? 149 favor. We'll be on the board for a little while until a lot of people start playing this weekend anyway. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do now, we've been streaming for like 3.5. So I'm probably going to stream again tomorrow for a little while, and then Friday evening also. I'm probably gonna start around the same time, 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and then go for like 3 or 4 hours. We'll do more. So basically, anybody who wants to do hardcore, welcome to join the guild if you're not already in Death Smile. Happy to join and have you guys, play. It's kind of what we do, right? The hardcore thing.
Where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing somewhere in the cold world. Hid there is no knowing. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games.
Where are you going? There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing.
Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. There's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. Well, kid, there's a standing stone. Let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. We love games.
We're of games.
Hey la la, la 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 la. We love games. There's a standing stone.
Let's make camp.
We love games.
Let's make camp and play more games.
Play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. We love games.
Hunting old crypts is folly.
Just play games and be jolly.
Magical treasures hide in the dark. So rest, then embark. We love games.
There's a standing stone. Let's make camp.
We love games. Let's make camp and
Play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. Hey la, Mary la, oh la la la, la 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 la.